New tonight, in emergencies, a matter of minutes can make the difference between life and death.
You need to get here immediately. I just witnessed a head-on collision. Someone may have died on Route 3.
A frantic call for help after a four-car crash in Genoa Township just north of Westerville. One person died in that crash. The nearest help was delayed by 4 minutes because the Genoa Township Fire Department stopped filling overtime shifts. And that's because its levy failed as a way to save money. 10 TV's Lacey Chris spoke with the chief about what that failed levy means for neighbors and the department moving forward.
I was right behind the cars that were. There are 4 cars that are totaled.
The sound that help is on its way. What happens if those calls aren't answered? In November, there was a multi-vehicle crash where one person was killed. Genoa Township should have been first on scene. This is their coverage area, but they were delayed.
And how far away is that vehicle coming to help you in your time of emergency?
Genoa Township's levy in November failed by just a couple hundred votes. As a way to save money, Chief Joe Ponzi made the decision not to fill positions when people are out sick or on vacation.
It's a true concern that I think some people don't realize the ramifications.
That meant they only had one crew, and it was tied up when that crash happened in November. The township had to rely on mutual aid to help.
When the answer is that we'll just rely on mutual aid, well, what happens when the mutual aid is busy? Because we all cross each other's borders on a daily basis helping each out. But when we suddenly can't maintain the basic services that we promised that we would provide to the residents of the township, then who does that burden fall upon?
Chief Ponzi says Genoa Township was delayed responding to 37 calls because of decreased staffing.
You okay?
Ponzi says those sirens for help will be silenced.
It's either they get this levy passed or they have to look at dissolving.
All together? How is that possible? Well, you better put that on the news.
Even for residents like Kathy Brainerd, who voted for the levy, says it was a tough decision.
You can't afford all the levies that they present. I mean, we're retired, and it's hard.
You know, I think people are just getting squeezed.
Laura Story voted against it.
The taxes are getting higher and higher.
Genoa Township isn't alone. In November in central Ohio, 5 of the 18 fire levies on the ballot failed. Of those 5, all plan on placing a levy on the ballot in May, in hopes of not letting those sirens go silent.
You know, that levy provides 98% of our funding. There is no other magic source of funding out there to continue the operations of the fire department. But if we don't pass a new levy in 2025, there will not be funding for the department to operate in 2026.
That's not a scare tactic?
It is not a scare tactic.
Lacey Crisp, 10 TV News.
Well, the levy Genoa Township is putting on the ballot this May is less than the one in November. So if this one passes, it will cost taxpayers $186 a year per $100,000 of property value. The fire EMS levy has not been increased in 10 years, but calls for service have increased by 20%.